The arena was loud with noise from thousands of alien voices. Creatures of many shapes filled the seats, wings folded, claws tapping, eyes glowing. This place was built for death, and everyone knew it. Fights here were not about honor, only about fear and control. At the center of the arena stood a single human. He was small compared to the others. No thick armor, no glowing weapons, no sharp claws. Just a man in a simple suit, standing straight, calm and silent. The crowd laughed. Some aliens pointed at him. Others explained to their young ones how weak humans were. The commentators spoke with joy, saying this fight would end fast. A massive gate on the far side of the arena began to open. Heavy metal screamed as it moved. From inside the darkness came slow breathing, deep and hungry. The sound alone made some creatures in the crowd pull back in fear. This beast was known across many systems. It had killed champions from strong warrior races. Its body was covered in thick plates. Its eyes burned with rage. Its claws could tear steel. The human looked at the gate. He did not step back. He did not change his face. His hands stayed relaxed at his sides. The beast finally stepped into the light. The ground shook with each step. Dust rose around its feet. The crowd cheered louder now, ready to see blood. The commentators shouted that the human would not last 1 minute. They talked about betting odds and easy wins. Some aliens turned away already, bored before it even began. The beast roared. It lifted its head and screamed into the air. The sound cut through the arena like a blade. Many in the crowd went silent for a moment. That was when the human moved. He took one slow step forward. The movement was small, but it changed everything. The human raised his head and looked directly at the creature. His voice was calm, not loud, not angry. Yet it carried across the arena clearly. He asked one simple question. Should I return it alive, or destroy it? The effect was instant. The cheers stopped. The laughs died. Even the commentators went silent. The arena fell into a deep, heavy quiet. No one understood what they had just heard. Some thought the translator had failed. Others thought it was a joke. The beast stopped moving. Its claws froze inches above the ground. Its eyes stayed locked on the human. For the first time, it did not roar. High above the arena, the alien leaders leaned forward. Their eyes narrowed. Their confidence cracked just a little. Humans were supposed to beg. Humans were supposed to run. Humans were not supposed to ask questions like that. The commentators tried to laugh it off. They said the human was trying to look brave. They said fear makes creatures say strange things. But their voices were not as strong as before. The human did not speak again. He did not move. He simply waited. As if the answer already belonged to him. A strange feeling spread through the crowd. This was not how fights usually began. There was no rush, no chaos. Only tension, thick and heavy. The beast took one slow step back. The movement was small, but many saw it. Whispers spread like fire through the seats. Confusion replaced excitement. The human finally moved his hand. Just a little. The motion was controlled and smooth. The beast reacted instantly, muscles tight, ready to attack. Somewhere deep in the arena systems, alarms flickered. Energy readings spiked without warning. No one could explain why. The alien leaders exchanged uneasy looks. They had invited a human for entertainment. They did not expect uncertainty. The crowd leaned forward now. No one blinked. No one spoke. The fight had not even started. Yet something had already gone wrong. And every being in the arena felt it. This was not a human about to die. This was a human deciding how the story would begin. The silence in the arena did not break. It grew heavier with every breath. The beast stood frozen. Its body was built for killing. Yet it hesitated. As if something inside it felt wrong. The human noticed this. His eyes stayed calm. But his mind was active. Watching every small movement. The alien crowd began to shift. Seats creaked. Wings folded tighter. Whispers grew louder. Some said the creature was only waiting. Others said the human had used a hidden trick. No one agreed. And that fear spread faster than excitement ever could. The commentators tried to regain control. They spoke faster now, explaining old rules, talking about strength and size. But their words felt empty. The beast suddenly moved. Not forward, but to the side, circling the humans slowly. This was not normal. Arena beasts always rushed. They attacked without thought. But this one was thinking. The human turned with it, never breaking eye contact. His feet moved just enough, always balanced. High above, the alien leaders activated hidden scanners. Energy readings climbed again. No visible weapon was found. No shield. No external power source. That made them nervous. The beast growled low. Its claws dug into the ground. Dust lifted around its feet. Then it charged. The crowd gasped together. This was the moment they had waited for. The beast crossed half the arena in seconds. Its claws reached forward. A killing strike. Certain and fast. The human did not run. He did not jump away. He stepped forward instead. At the last second, he shifted his body slightly. Just enough. The claws missed him by inches. The beast lost balance. And the human's hand touched its side. There was no explosion. No bright light. No loud sound. Yet the beast slammed into the ground. Hard enough to crack the arena floor. The impact shook the seats. The crowd screamed. Some in shock. Some in fear. The beast tried to rise. Its muscles strained. But its body refused to move. The human stepped back. Breathing steady. Face unchanged. The commentators stopped speaking again. They had no words left. The alien leaders stood now. Eyes wide. Systems flashing red around them. This was impossible. No known force had been used. No weapon detected. The beast roared in anger. But the sound was weaker now. Confused. Almost afraid. The human spoke softly. His voice carried easily. As if the arena itself listened. I asked a simple question. He said. I still need an answer. The beast struggled again. Its claws scraped the floor. But it remained trapped. As if held by invisible chains. The crowd leaned forward. Not cheering now. Not laughing. Only watching. The human walked closer to the creature. Slow. Careful. Not as a hunter. But as a judge. Alien guards moved at the edges of the arena. Weapons ready. Hands shaking. The human glanced at them. Just once. Every guard stopped moving. As if their bodies refused the order. Fear spread like a wave. This was no longer a match. This was something else. The alien leaders opened a private channel. Voices sharp and rushed. They argued in panic. Who invited the human? What was he really? And how much control had they already lost? Down in the arena. The human placed his hand on the beast's head. The creature froze completely. The human looked up at the silent crowd. His eyes calm. But filled with warning. The arena had been built to break others. But now it was being tested itself. And everyone watching knew one thing. This was only the beginning. And the next choice would change everything. The beast lay still under the human's hand. Its breathing was slow and heavy. Its rage was gone, replaced by fear. The crowd could not understand what they were seeing. This creature had crushed champions. Yet now it did not fight. The human removed his hand. He stepped back one pace. The beast did not move. That alone shocked the arena. A predator that did not attack. A killer that waited. High above, alarms screamed in silent colors. Energy readings broke known limits. Systems failed one by one. The alien leaders shouted at their screens. They demanded answers. They demanded control. None came. The commentators tried to speak. Their voices cracked. They called this a miracle, a glitch, a trick. But deep inside, they knew it was none of those. The beast finally lifted its head. Slow, careful, as if afraid of angering the human. It made a low sound. Not a roar, not a threat, but something closer to surrender. The crowd pulled back. Fear moved through them like cold air. No one had ever seen this before. The human looked at the creature, then at the crowd. His voice stayed calm. "You trained it to kill," he said. "You never asked what it wanted." Those words hit harder than any strike. The alien leaders froze. The arena was built on control, on pain, on forcing others to fight. The human took another step forward. The ground beneath him cracked slightly, not from strength, but from pressure unseen. The alien guards raised their weapons again. Their hands shook. Sweat formed under armored skin. "Fire!" one leader shouted. Nothing happened. Weapons refused to respond. Target systems locked. Power drained away. Panic spread through the control rooms. This had never happened before. The human did not look at them. He did not need to. Humans learned long ago. He said, "That real power does not shout." The beast slowly stood, its legs unsteady, but it did not attack. Instead, it lowered its head. A sound escaped the crowd. Not cheering, not laughter, but fear mixed with respect. The human placed his hand on the beast's chest. Just for a moment. The creature stepped back, then turned away from the human, facing the gates it came from. The message was clear. It did not want to fight anymore. The alien leaders shouted in anger. They demanded the fight continue. They threatened punishment. The human finally looked up at them. His eyes cold now. "You wanted a show," he said. "You got a lesson instead." The arena lights flickered. Power surged in waves. Walls groaned under unseen force. The crowd screamed. Some tried to flee, but the exits locked. Not by the human, but by fear itself. The human raised his voice just a little. Enough for all to hear. "This arena exists because you believe strength comes from cruelty," he said. The beast let out a low sound again. Standing behind the human now. Not as a weapon, but as a witness. The alien leaders realized the truth too late. This human was not breaking rules. He was showing how small they were. The arena systems failed completely. Screens went dark. Only emergency lights remained. In that red glow, the human stood unmoving. The center of everything. No one attacked him. No one dared. Because they all understood one thing now. This was not a human proving strength. This was humanity revealing restraint. And that frightened them more than violence ever could. Somewhere deep in the arena, old structures cracked. As if the building itself sensed change. The human turned back to the beast. Then to the silent crowd. "My question still stands," he said softly. "Alive? Or destroyed?" And this time, everyone knew. The answer would not be theirs. The arena stayed dark under red emergency light. Every shadow felt alive. Every breath felt loud. The alien leaders finally appeared above the arena. Their images flickered in the air. Faces tight with anger and fear. They spoke together. Trying to sound powerful. Trying to sound in control. "This fight is over," one of them said. "Return the creature and leave." The human looked up slowly. His face showed no surprise. Only patience. "You invited me here," he said. "You asked humanity to entertain you." The leaders shifted. They did not like that word. "This arena decides life and death." Another leader said. "Not you." The human turned slightly. The beast stayed behind him. Silent and still. "That is where you are wrong," the human replied. The crowd felt it then. A change in the air. As if pressure was building inside their heads. Hidden doors around the arena opened. Not exits, but old chambers sealed for centuries. From them came shapes. Not fighters. Not guards. But prisoners. Creatures weak, injured, broken. Former champions. Slaves of the arena. Gasps spread through the crowd. Many had never seen this part. The alien leaders shouted. They tried to shut the doors. Systems did not respond. The human's voice stayed calm. You built this place on silence. He said. On pain no one was allowed to see. The prisoners looked around. Confused. Afraid. The beast made a low sound again. Recognizing some of them. The human raised his hand slightly. Not in command. But in permission. The prisoners stepped forward. Slow at first. Then faster. The crowd pulled back in fear. This was not part of the show. One leader screamed. End this now. The human finally showed anger. Just a little. Enough to feel. You already ended it. He said. Long before I arrived. The arena walls trembled. Cracks spread like veins. Dust fell from above. Emergency alarms screamed now. Real sound. Real panic. The crowd shouted. Some begged. Some cursed. The human turned to the beast. Then to the prisoners. You were all asked the same question. He said. You were never allowed to answer. The alien leaders tried one last command. They activated the failsafe. A deep hum filled the arena. A sound meant to erase everything inside. The crowd screamed louder. This was no longer about control. It was about survival. The human did not move. He closed his eyes. Just for a moment. The hum stopped. Cut off like a broken breath. Every system went dead. Total silence returned. The leaders stared at their dead screens. Their power gone. The human opened his eyes. Looking at the crowd below. Humans learned something early. He said. If you let cruelty grow, it will consume even its masters. The beast stepped forward. Standing beside the human now. Not behind him. The prisoners gathered together. No longer alone. The crowd understood then. This was not revenge. This was judgment. The human looked back up at the leaders. You asked if I would return it alive. He said. The arena shook again. Stronger this time. I was not talking about the beast. Fear froze every heart. Because now they understood. The question was never about one creature. It was about the arena itself. And whether it deserved to survive. The arena shook harder now. Metal screamed under pressure. Old walls cracked wide open. The crowd fell to the ground. Some prayed. Some cried. Some stayed silent. The alien leaders tried to flee. Their images flickered. Then vanished. They had no control left. The human stood still at the center. The storm of fear moved around him. Not touching him. The beast looked at the breaking arena. Then at the human. Waiting. The prisoners gathered close. Weak bodies leaning on each other. Eyes filled with hope and fear. The human spoke one last time. His voice calm. But heavy. This place was built to break souls. He said. It does not deserve to exist. The ground split open. Fire and light rose from below. But stopped short of the human and the others. A clear path formed behind him. Leading to an open gate. The only safe way out. The human turned to the prisoners. Leave. He said simply. They did not hesitate. They moved as fast as their bodies allowed. The beast stayed behind. Looking back at the arena. At the place that forced it to become a monster. You are free too. The human said. The beast made a deep sound. Something like relief. Then followed the others. The crowd watched in silence. No guards stopped them. No weapons fired. The human waited until the last prisoner crossed the gate. Only then did he turn back. The arena walls screamed one final time. Systems collapsed fully. Power cores failed. The The leaders' voices echoed faintly, begging now, promising change. The human did not answer. The arena collapsed inward, not exploding, but folding into itself. The sound was massive, then suddenly gone. Dust filled the air. Where once there was a symbol of fear, now there was nothing. The human walked toward the gate, not looking back. Outside, ships waited. Human ships. Silent and calm. The freed creatures looked up at the stars, many seeing freedom for the first time. One alien asked quietly, "What happens now?" The human paused, then answered, "Now you live." The ships began to leave, one by one. Behind them, the arena was gone, erased from history. Across nearby systems, messages spread fast. Humans do not come to entertain. Humans come to end cruelty. And somewhere far away, other arenas went quiet. Because the galaxy had learned a new truth. Humanity does not ask questions without reason. And when a human asks, the answer will change everything.